Hello everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and for today's video, or today's second video I guess, I'll be doing a Microsoft Excel training demonstration video at the MindTap site. As was the case with Microsoft Word, I'll demonstrate the first 8 tasks from each of the 4 modules. So I'll be demonstrating 32 tasks. You guys have to do a total of 133 or 134 or maybe 135 total tasks for Excel. As has been the case really from day one, I'll ask you to do those trainings at least 3, 4, 5, or 6 times each. The ones that are very, very easy, you can get by just doing them once or twice. But there'll be a lot, especially in Excel, that are tricky to you. So you should do them as many times as you need. And the ones that are the most difficult, you can write down notes on to use on the Excel exam. Speaking of the Excel exam, so this is now Wednesday the 28th. So next Wednesday will be July the 6th. That will be the Microsoft Word exam. The next Wednesday will be the 13th. That will be the Excel exam. The next Wednesday will be the 20th. That'll be the Microsoft Access exam. And then the final class day will be Wednesday the 27th. And that will be the Microsoft PowerPoint exam. Let me just verify them dates. Let's see, we're in June, so now I'm in July 6, 13, 20, 27. Yes. All right. Okay, I'm going to try to make this one quicker. I know that sometimes they take way too long, so let's stop showing me. Let's go over here and share, and share my screen. Hide that thing and go into our here. And I've already actually opened up MindTap. It's over here. All right, so I'm going to go into Excel. So just as I know I say I don't, but I do. So remember all your Word activities. So far, exactly half of you, well, really it's 17 out of 33, so slightly better than half because one more person is not here anymore. But anyway, the Microsoft Word training, all 4 modules, and Microsoft Word projects, all 3 modules, are due next Wednesday, 1 week from today, July the 6th at 5:19 p.m. 1 minute before class begins, all those activities are due. There's 4 modules of training, 3 modules of projects, okay? And there's 4 free practice exams that are worth doing, all right? All right, so now let me collapse all again, go up to Excel and get this going. All right, and I'm gonna be moving here today, okay? I'm gonna go kind of quick. All right, so I'm in Module 1 training. For this one, there are, I gotta hit start. I said anyway, there's about 133 or 134. There's 38 tasks in this one. Make it larger. So it says center the contents of cell C3 horizontally. So here is column C. Here is row 3. Watch my Excel overview video for details. Actually, I'm going to play that in class tonight anyway, so you'll understand a little bit more about how Excel works. But anyway, this is the 3rd column, which is called C. This is the 3rd row, which is called 3. So this is C3. And it says center the contents of C3 horizontally. All right. So I'm just going to click the horizontal. Done. All right. Next one. Hide the grid lines in the current worksheet. So when it asks you to hide something, that's a view. So it's a view choice from this up the tab at the top of the ribbon. So view. And you see grid lines right here. Click the grid lines and then it goes away. All right. Use the tell me box. We use the tell me box in Word. We're using it now in Excel. We're going to use it again in Access, and we're going to use it again in PowerPoint. So remember, tell me box is right here. Tell me what you want to do. So click in here. Tell me, use the tell me box to change the fill color of cells in range B4 to D4 to black text 1. Okay, so actually, because they're telling me the range they want, it's from B4 to D4. So B, click in 4 here, and then drag right with the hollow white cursor, drag to D. So now I've selected B, C, and D4, and then you do the tell me box. So because they want me to tell it to do something, I have to tell it where to do it, and that's these 3 cells. All right. All right. So now I'm going to click in the tell me box, and I'll just type fill color. Let's see what that brings up for us. So there's fill color. So now I'll click on it on the arrow, and it tells me to pick black text 1, which is theme colors it's top row, second option. So this is the top row. This is the second option. Hover. It says black text 1. That's it. All right. Now, number 4. Select cell D22. Well, this better be the easiest thing you can do in Excel. So here's column D. Here is row 22. So where they match is D22. You click in it. All right. In cell J5, enter the value 77112 as text using the keyboard or keypad. All right. So in other words, they want me to enter a number. Obviously, it's a zip code. Actually, you can see this is zip codes. And since it's a zip code, they want it entered as text as opposed to a number. So what I basically have to do is type an apostrophe before the number. So in J5, so here again is column J, here is row 5, so here's J5. So rather than just type 77112, I'm going to do the single quote mark. Okay, that's the apostrophe. So single quote and 77112 and enter. All right, that's that. Number 8, the last one for module 1, says enter the number 491 in cell D6. Cell D6 is right here, and I'm going to type 491. So here I'm entering like a number, but this time as a number. If they said enter this as text, I would have put a apostrophe mark first before the 491. All right, enter that. All right, so that now is the end of module. Oh wait, no, sorry, that was only number 6. I'm only on 7 now. I went to see the eye doctor today. My eyes are still a little bit messed up, so I'm not really seeing perfectly. Like they're blurry because of the dilation. Anyway, all right. So in cell B16, create a formula using the sum function to total the values in the range B4 to B15. All right, so I got to go to, here's B, right? And here's 16. So here is B16. And by the way, I didn't say yet here, but I say in the other video a lot, the Excel overview video, this is the name box, and it tells you what cell you're in. So when I say here's column B, and here's column row 16, and here is B16, you can always verify by looking in this name box. All right, so that's B16, and they want me to create a formula using the sum function. So to create a formula, you have to type an equal sign. So you put an equal sign first, and then they're saying the sum function, so you have to type SUM. Now, when they tell you to use a particular function, they're always going to capitalize it, but it doesn't matter if you capitalize it or use small case, meaning small letters, or mixed case, meaning mix of upper and lower case. It does not matter as long as you type the name of the function correct. So I typed equal sum, and after you enter a function, you have to have an open parenthesis, okay? And then they want the range B4 through B15. I'm going to click in B4, which is here, hold the left mouse button in, and drag down to B15 like that, and then close after B15 with a closing parenthesis. So it's equal sum, open parenthesis, B4 colon B15, and enter. All right, that was number 7. Here's number 8. Use the fill handle to copy the formula in cell B7 to cells C7 and D7. I also talked about this in the Excel hands-on overview video, which again, basically you've now seen because I'm playing it first in class tonight. All right, so fill handle to copy the formula in B7. So they want me to copy something. I got to go to that place first. So here's cell B7. Again, look in the name box up here. It says B7. You can also look in the column. You see that the B column has that green border under it. The others don't. So I'm in column B. The 7th row has the green border on the right side. The others don't. So I'm in B7. Now, use the fill handle. The fill handle is this little green square at the bottom right side of the cell. Okay, so I'm going to move my cursor. And you see that right to the left of my cursor, there's a square. This is a rectangle, right? The cell is a rectangle. But right down there in the bottom right corner is a square. What you do is you hover on that square. Your cursor then turns to a thin black plus sign. Click it, hold it down, drag it over 1. That brings it to C7. Drag it over 1 more. That brings it to D7. So you keep your finger clicked, and then you release, and you get those values done. All right, so that is done now for module 1. Let's see. I forget if I get out here. Nope, let's go into the next one. If I get out up there, okay, and then get out here. So I've done 8 tasks there. Now I'll go to module 2 and do 8 more. I think that one we said there were 38. This one has 23, so 38 and 20 is 58, and 3 is 61. Make it large. All right, wrap the text in cell A6 so that all the text is visible in the cell. So here's column A, here's row 6, so click there. And you see right now we can't see all that text. If you look up here, this one's called the address bar, the formula bar. It says Anderson Wireless Communications. We see Anderson and wireless, but we only see the CO and a bit of the M, okay? We want all of it visible, so they're telling us to wrap the text. This thing here on that ribbon says wrap text. Click it. And now you can see all the text. All right, now use flash fill to fill the range E4 through E15 after typing curtis.g@rockland.com in cell E4 and Sal in cell E5. All right, so basically we're going to be using the same thing. We're using the fill handle, but this one's called flash fill, where it knows what it's doing. So you click, it says we want to enter curtis.g@rockland in E4. So right now, if you look in the name box, I'm in cell E4. So you get, in this case though, because they're saying it's a username, you have to type it the way they did. So capital C on Curtis, then URTIS in small, period, capital G, and then @rockland.com. So I got to type that, okay? And then just tab, and that'll bring you down to the next one. Oh, sorry, I should have entered. Enter will bring you down. But anyway, so come to the next one now. And now when I type Sal in E5, so now I'm in E5 if you look at the name box, it will then pick up Sal, which is the first part of Salazar. Like up here, Kurt would have been the first part of Curtis, right? But when I type Sal, you're going to see the Salazar dot and then A for Allison at rockland.com. Watch. S. So I actually had to type one letter, okay? And then enter that. Done. All right. Number 3, enter a formula using arithmetic operators and parentheses in cell B14 that adds the monthly expenses in cells B9, B10, and B11, and then multiplies that result by 12. Okay. So this one here, there's a lot to it, but it's easy. But you know, if you've never used Excel before, it's going to be hard, and you have to work every day. Remember, 2 hours a day minimum. When it's for Excel or Access, it may be 3 or 4 hours a day. All right. So when they're saying using arithmetic operators and parentheses, they didn't say a function. So in this case, we're not going to type a function, but I got to go into B14. So here's column B, here's row 14. So here's B14. So here's where I'm creating the formula. Every formula has an equal sign, remember. So you type the equal sign, but not a sum. Now, they're saying arithmetic operators and parentheses that adds the monthly expenses in B9, B10, and B11. So I'm going to click in here and say equal. So I can click right here, B9, and then say plus. And I can click here to say B10, and then say plus, and click here to say B11. Okay. And they said actually, and also to use parentheses. Okay. So I'm going to close that with a parenthesis and come before the B9 with an opening parenthesis. So now it's equal, open, B9 plus B10 plus B11, close parenthesis, and then put the cursor back outside that closing parenthesis, and then it says multiply the result by 12. So then we're going to say asterisk, that's multiplication in Excel, and type 12. Okay, that's that. All right. Remember, when you're doing these, you can do the observe and practice, because there will be a whole bunch of you that need a lot of observe and practice on these things. And you can always ask me in class for training, not on projects. But I will be demonstrating 1/2 of the Excel, the first Excel module project in class next week. And remember, next Monday, by the way, is a holiday. So it'll be Monday the 6th or 7th, whichever day that is. That'll be the 6th. And that's your next class, and it's also the word exam day. All right. All right. So where am I here? I'm in task 4. So let's see. In cell B19, so here's column B, Go down to right here is 19. So look in the name box. I'm in B19. Create a formula by entering cell references. So again, not a function, but you have to start with the equal sign. So say equal, okay? Cell references that subtracts B6 from B5. So I say equal B5. You can type it as well if you want. B5 minus B6. Okay, that. So equal B5 minus B6, and then subtracts cell B18. So then minus, and you can type B18 and enter. Okay. All right. Now, number 5 for module 2. In cell D19, create a formula using the count function to count the number of values in the range D5 to D18. So here's D column. They want me in D19 right here, and they want me to use a function. So if you're using a function, you have to say equal and then the name of the function. The function is count. So I've told you that you don't have to capitalize functions, but after the word, so it's equal and then the word, in this case count, and then an open parenthesis, okay? And then you just click in D5, which is up here, and drag down to D18, or if you'd rather, you can type D5 and then type a colon and then D18. To me, it's easier to do this. You click in D5, hold your left mouse button down, and then go down to D18, and then close the parenthesis there to offset the open parenthesis after equal count. All right, so it's equal count, open parenthesis, D5 colon, D18, close parenthesis, enter. All right, next one, number 6 in module 2. In cell F19, so okay, here's F and here's 19, okay? Create a formula using the count A function. The count A function is like the count function, but it excludes blank cells. So you see here, there's 3 that don't have the value in it. So the other one, I didn't look at what the answer was, because I don't remember what the formula was, but either way, it doesn't matter. So this is going to count all these spaces, all these cells, if you will, except for the 3 that have nothing in them. So how do you do it? So again, you click here, verify that you're in F19. You are equal count A, open parenthesis, and then click, in my case, the way I like to do it, I'm going to click on F5, drag down to F18. You have to leave your finger on the left mouse button, okay? And then you want to close that parenthesis, so close and enter, okay? All right, now number 7, second last one in module 2. For range B4 to B15, create a new conditional formatting rule that formats the top 5 values in the range with a blue accent 5 cell background color, which is the 9th column, first row in the background color palette. All right, well, first thing is to just select the range. So the range starts in B4. So here's B, here's 4, all right? And they say down to B15. So here down to there. So you select those values. So I've selected from B4 to B15. Now I'm going to go and create this conditional formatting rule. So here's conditional formatting. So you click conditional formatting. Okay, move this. Move it over here, maybe. All right. Now it says they want a top 5 values. So that's going to be a top bottom. So here's top. That's top 10. That's not top 5. That's top 10. That's not top 5. These are bottom, bottom. It's not that. That's above. It's not that. It's below. It's not that. So it's more rules. Okay. Move it. So I want, okay, see here it says top and then 10. I'm going to click the 10 and make it say 5. So now I've entered the top 5 values in the range, but now, and I don't want a percent up the range because they said they want the top 5. So not a percentage, but the top 5 numbers. All right, and then here's where I go for the format. So click format, and then they're saying background. So that's going to be a fill. So here's the fill. And it's the 9th column, first row. So this one right here. It's a blue accent, whatever. No, it's a green, sorry. Let's see. Top 5 in the range with a blue accent 5, 9th column, first row. Oh, background color. I'm not in background color. Yeah, I am in background color. What's going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's blue accent 1. Oh, it's accent 5. This looks like, okay, it's this one. So blue accent 5 is this one. Okay. And then that, and then say okay. And then you say okay again. Done. All right. All right. That was number 7, it looks like. So number 8 in Excel Module 2 training. All right. Apply the Berlin theme, row 4, column 2 to the current workbook. So it's the current workbook, so we don't need to select anywhere. We just go into where the themes are. Themes are going to be in the page layout. So go to page layout. Here's themes. Click the down arrow. And they're saying it's the 4th row, column 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the 2nd column, Berlin. Done. All right. So now I've done 2 modules of training, the first 8. All right. So get out of that one. Get out of that one. Go down to module 3, training. So we were at 61. It was 23 and 38, I think. Okay, so see, we're 61, and now there's 44. So 60 and 40 is 100. 4 and 1 is 5, 105. And there's still another one to go after this. All right. Rotate the contents up the cells in the range A3 to D3. So here's A3. Click and drag. And then when you click and drag a regular drag, that's with this white hollow cursor that you're looking at. It's not the fill handle, and it's not the resize things up here. So you get the white hollow cursor, click on it, and drag with the left mouse button clicked to there. Right? So we got that, but they want us to now rotate. So we're going to look up here for our choices, all right, for this. And it looks like this AB here. This says orientation. So click the down arrow, and they want to rotate text up. We want it to be exactly 45 degrees. So I'm just going to say this one, angle counterclockwise. Let's see if they take this. Actually, you know what? They're going to want it done through this one, the format cell alignment. So click there. It's probably what they want. And then 45 is going to be this black mark right here. So I can click here and drag to that. And you'll see it'll hit 45 right there. So now it's on 45. Or I could have left it here and just typed 45. So 45 this way is probably a better way to do it, an easier way anyway. So type 45 and say OK. Done. All right, that's number 1 on module 3. Align the contents of cell B4. So here's B and here's 4 vertically using the bottom align. All right. So if you look over here at the ones on the right, email address, phone, street, city, state, zip, they're all aligned to the bottom. The others have 2 words, so you can't tell how they're aligned. But it looks like maybe center aligned. But either way, this one though is like the last 5 or so, but it's aligned at top. So you can see up here it's aligned to the top. They want aligned bottom. That's this one. Okay, done. All right, number 3. Use the autofill feature to fill the range A4 through A15 with the names of the months in chronological order, starting with January in A4. So we have to type January. And when you type a month, type it in capital letters and then enter. Okay. Then click in the cell that you just typed in. So you go back to that cell, A4, and now you use the fill handle. Remember, the fill handle is right where my cursor is right now. That thing above it is I was going to say black square, but it's a green square. That green square. So you get on it, you click it, and drag down slowly, and you'll see it says now February. They want me to go to, we're down to A15. So there's A15, and that's December. And watch, all the months of the year went in there. All I typed was 1 month, January. As long as you type the month correctly, then the others will type correctly. All right. All right. Fill the series in the range B5 to F5 using a growth trend with a step value of 1.1. Remember, observe and practice, and I may need to use observe and practice. But let's see. All right, fill the series. So let's see here. So range B5 to F5. So here's B5, and there's F5. Okay, so this thing here. So in there, they want me to fill it. Here's a fill, and they want it a series. So here is a series, and then they want it to be a growth trend. So there's growth. and it's rows because it's going from left to right. So this is already selected right there. And then they want me to do a trend step value 1.1. So 1.1, and then say OK. And remember, you can watch this video over and over again if you need to. All right. So this is now number 5. Use autofill to fill the range D12 to D19 with only the formatting from D11. So here, let's go to D11. D11. Okay. So use autofill to fill the range. Let's move this down a little bit. Actually, I'll be there. Okay. So you fill the range D12 to D19 with only the formatting. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take the fill handle. Again, the fill handle is this thin black plus sign. And the fill handle mark is the green square just above and to the left of it. So click on the fill handle, hold the mouse button down, and drag down to D11. D19. Release on D19. When you release, you see then there's a little box that pops up. Okay, autofill options. Click the autofill options. Excuse me. And they want fill with only the formatting. So fill formatting only. So you click fill formatting only. Done. What that does is it doesn't copy the number, but it copies the formatting. All right. All right. That's now number 6 in, boy, it's still hard for me to have my eyes to see. My doctor's appointment was at 1:45. I got home about 2:30. And it's now, I don't know what it is now, but it can't be 5. It's 3 something. I cannot see because of my eyes. Yeah, my right eye especially. All right, anyway, indent the contents of the range A11 through A19 by a single indentation level. All right, so go down a bit like this. So I want to select A11 through A19. So you click it with the hollow cursor, not the fill handle one, the hollow cursor, where it looks like a big white plus sign. That. Click and drag down to A19. Okay? And then indent it by a single indentation level. That's this stuff here. This is making it taking away, but we can't take it away because it's already to the left. They want me to go in a mark. So this one, decrease. And then it moved in a notch, see? All right, next, number 7. Move the contents of cell, well, this is a pretty easy one, cell F11 to A17. So here is F, here's 11. So right here, click in that one. I'm going to say Control X to cut it. So that's cut. You can do it by the cut with the scissors if you prefer, or just right click cut. And then move it to A17. So you got to go to A, you got to click on 17. And in my case, I'll say Control V. You do it the way you like to do it. You can right click paste, or you can click the paste on the ribbon up here. All right. All right. Now, this is number 8 of 44. So this will be when I stop on this module. This is module 3. Copy the values and number formatting, but not the underlying formulas of cells G15 to I15. That may look like a 1, but that's an I. See up here on the where you see the letters? This is an I, not a 1. So G15 to I15, but not the ups that into the range. So G15 to I15. I guess I have to select G15 to I15. So select that. Copy the values. So I'm going to copy the values. I guess I'll hit this copy up here just to copy. So I'm copying that, but I don't want to copy the formulas into the range B9 to D9. B9 to D9. So now B9 here, okay, and here I'll just select all. And then what I want to paste though, let me see what my paste options are. Oops, paste silly. Paste. Paste underline, not the underlying formulas. Paste to copy values and number, but not the underlying formulas. Values and number, this one. All right, you've completed the task. All right, so that's now 3 modules are done. And I think I said we were at 100 and, let's see, we were at 61 and I think it was 44. So we're at about 105. I forget for sure, but we're about 105. So now I got to go to module 4. Module 4, training, start. Okay, there's 30. So what did I say we were at? 100 and Don't remember now. 104 or 105, something like that. If it was 104 and 30 is 134. If it was 105, 135. So in the 130s. I know I said it was somewhere in there. Anyway, all right. So, oh, let me make it big again. Sorry. All right. So here we're on module 4 now. Grouping and ungrouping worksheets. All right. So group the October, November, and December worksheets. All right. So there's 3 worksheets down. There's 4 actually. 3 worksheets are called October, November, and December. There's 3, and Q4 is another one. So they want me to group the first 3. So click on one, and I'm going to hold my shift. I'll hold my control key down, the CTRL key, and click November, and then click December. So I've selected those 3 rows. So they're now grouped. Okay. Now, let's see. In cell B9 on the October. So I'm in October. I can tell I can tell that I'm in the October sheet because it doesn't have a line on top. The others have lines on top, but these do have the green border underneath. So I'm still in the group of all 3 of them, but I'm on the October sheet, which is what they want. And they want me to now do an auto sum formula to total the values in B6 to B8. So here is B6, 7, and 8. So down here, they want me to do auto sum. This is the auto sum right over here in the ribbon. So auto sum, and click on sum. So now I've done that. I'm going to enter it. Okay, so I did that. And now they're saying ungroup the worksheets. So to ungroup the worksheets, I then right click on them. Okay, right click and say ungroup sheets. And then I'm done. All right. All right, that was number 1. Number 2 in module 4. In cell B6, enter a formula using defined names to subtract direct costs, which is cell B5, from revenues, which is cell B4. All right, so they want me in B6. So here's B, here's 6. Okay. Okay, you see how where it says B4, there's the word revenues. So you look at B4, you see the word revenues here, and here's the value in B4. So this one says direct costs in A5. So direct costs this is the amount. Okay. So they want me to use these words instead, and they either created names or they want me to create names. So if I can't figure it out, I'll do the practice. But let's see, in B6, I'm in B6. So enter a formula. So for formulas, you click the formulas tab, right? When you click the formulas tab, there's a name manager. There's also define name and create from selection. So we're in this kind of area here. So they're saying using defined names. I think we already have the defined name, so I don't need to do that. I think I just need to type it. So I'm going to be back here in B6, and they want me to basically say, let's see, they're saying I am subtracting B5 from B4. So it's equal B4 minus B5, which means it's equal revenues minus direct costs. So I'm going to say here equal, and I'll type revenues and see if it pops up. Yeah, see revenues pops up, so then just double click it. And that's because they named it. So that means basically it's in here. I can't do that now, but I guess it would be there. So equal revenues minus, okay, direct costs. So I'll start typing DIR, and there's direct costs, so double click it. Oops. Direct costs. Okay, and that's in. Now, number 3 on module 4. Share the current workbook on OneDrive with user1@cengage.com, and to add the message, please approve for distribution, and there's no period there. So add the message, please approve for distribution with the emailed workbook link. All right, so go to File and go to Share. File, Share. All right, now. So share the current workbook on OneDrive with user1@cengage. So anyone with the link, so click this, and I want to add, I want to say a specific person. So specific person, apply a specific person. And now I want it to be user1@cengage.com, and then click to take that. And then add a message. Please approve for distribution with a capital P, everything else small. Please approve for distribution, no period, and send. All right. Remember, practice and observe. All right, number 4. Assign the defined name sales 2020 to range C5 to C13. So here you got to select C5 to C13. So you click in C5 with the hollow white cursor, drag it down to C13. So now we've selected that, and now we want to call that similar to what they just did a minute ago with direct costs and revenues, I think it was, where they said they want me to use those names. So I have to now create a name called Sales 2020. So go to Formulas, and here I want to define a name, and here I say define the name, and I want it to be what they just told me, Sales 2020 with a capital S, oops, Sales, and no space, 2020, and then say OK. Done. All right, number 5 in the last module. Create defined names for range A4 to E18. So now A4 to E18, just these number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells. So I clicked in A4, the hollow white cursor, and I kept my left mouse button down and dragged over to E5. So, oh no, E18, sorry. Ooh, I'm glad I looked again. So A4 down to E18 right there. Okay, so A4 to E18. And now go to Formulas, and they want me to use the create from selection command. So here in create from selection, okay, use the top row. So this is the top row. They already selected the top row. And then, so say OK. And then select the year's range using the name box. So then in here, you'll see that we have those names now. So we want years. It said select the year's range. So years. Done. All right, number 6, 3 to go. Save the current workbook as an Excel workbook with project sales as a new file name and store the new file in the documents folder. So I'll click the save button. No, they don't want me to do it via the save button. So file, save as, this PC, documents folder, and they want it called project sales, project space sales, capital P, capital S, and store it in the documents folder. It's in the documents folder, save it. Done. All right, number 7, 2 to go. In cell B9, so here's B, here's 9. Create a formula using the payment function to calculate the monthly loan payments using interest rate and loan period values in the range, yada, 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 yada. All right, now this is the big one. Excuse me. So I'm going to, in here, I'm going to go to Formulas. I want a payment function. A payment function is going to be in the financial. So in here, I'm looking for PMT. Here's PMT. Now I got the payment formula dialog box. All right, so let's see. Enter the formula with a negative sign to return a positive number. So I got to put a negative sign somewhere. I'll do that at the end. Okay, so the rate is this thing here, rate. Which ones do they want me to use? Payment function, interest rate and loans, that. All right, so anyway, the rate. All right, so here is the rate, monthly interest rate, aggressive or market, moderate. I'm going to assume they want me to use the monthly value, so I'll say this one. Okay. Number of periods is going to be this one. There's 48 months in 4 years. Oh, shoot, no, not there. Up here again. Monthly interest rate. That was the rate. Then I have to go to N. N per stands for number of periods or number of payments. So then this will be that one. Okay, the present value, that will be this minus, wait, loan amount, $1 million. No, there's nothing down. I don't think there's anything there. Let's see, rate, number of periods. Anyway, all right, so present value. I guess the present value is just going to be this one. And then that one I don't think we need, and I don't think we need that one. So I'm assuming, okay, so that's going to be minus 23,029. They said enter the formula with a negative sign to return a positive number. So if I make this a minus here, I'm not sure here. Let's see. No, I don't want that. A minus here. No, I don't want that. Minus rate, minus, oh, maybe minus this one. Let's see. Okay, now the minus went away and the equal sign. So I put a minus B4 and I'm going to say okay. Apply complete. All right. The way I really do these is different, but it's a little bit more complicated. So it's better for you to do it their way. So anyway, that's number 7, and this is the last one. All right. So now in cell C9, so here's C, here's 9. Create a formula using the FV function. You know what? So I'm going to say here equal. I'll do the equal there. And then the formula here is going to also be financial and future value, FV this time. Okay. FV. The interest rate is C9. C, where are we? Okay, so this one. So this one here, so I guess this one here is the interest rate. C9, or C5, I guess. And C9, yeah. Okay, that. Then the number of periods for this one is going to be the 36, I guess. Okay. And then the payment is going to be this payment. So it should be that. Nope. Try again. Here, let's do the thing now. I've been waiting. This is the last task. Here we go.
Excel's financial functions can save you the work of creating complicated formulas. Using the FV function in a formula helps you determine whether the amount you plan to invest or save will meet your financial goal, whether buying a car or planning for the future. Click cell C9. You will enter the FV function here to calculate the accumulated savings using inputs from cells C6 through C8. Click the Formulas tab. Click the Insert Function button.
Okay, I did it from formulas and I then clicked FV, but okay.
The Insert Function dialog box opens. Click the or select a category. Excel displays a list of function categories.
Oh, okay.
Click.
They're doing it.
Excel displays a list of financial functions.
A longer way than I did it.
A function
Okay.
box.
And then they want future value.
The FV function is selected. Excel displays a brief description of the function and its syntax. Click OK. The function arguments dialog box opens.
So I
the
was
first
here.
argument you will enter is the interest rate.
Let me this
one. Type C6 in the rate text box.
C6.
You will use the monthly rate in the formula to correspond to other inputs. Press Tab. You will now enter the investment period, also in months. Type C7. Press Tab.
C8 and then C7 is the way they're doing it.
You will now enter the amount of each monthly savings deposit or investment. Type C8 in the PMT. The monthly investment amount is a debit and is entered in the formula as a negative number. All required function arguments are now entered. You will leave the remaining optional arguments blank. Click OK. Excel returns the results of the FV function in the selected cell.
Well, I didn't like how they did it. It was longer, but I'll do it. I'll try to remember what she did. So where are we here? Cell C9. So we go to C9 and we go to, let's see, it was formulas, insert a function. Okay. And then she went to financial. And then she went to FV. and say OK. Then for rate, she made me type whatever, but I'm going to do it by clicking. That should be the same. C5. Number of months is this one. So down. Number period is this here. Okay, and then the payment is this here, and then click OK. Oh shoot! Because they said they wanted a negative. That's right. So let's see, with a negative, I didn't see her apply it with a negative, but I'll do it. All right, let's see again. Insert a function. Financial. And then she had me come down over here, but I didn't really need to do this. No, that's still financial. So I've got to go here looking for FB again, or probably search for it, but either way, FB and say OK. Now, for the one with the number, I'll probably put the minus in front of it. Okay, so here I'm going to just say this one. This I'm going to say this one. And this one here, the payment, I'm going to say minus. I don't know if that's what she did or not, but I'm going to do it. Minus, and then click this one, and then say OK. No, it's still not incorrect. All right, you know what? I'll do it my manual way. The way I do these things is manual. So here, and I'll say equal future value, open parenthesis. Number periods is C, so it's this one. No, rate, sorry, is this one. Okay, comma. Number periods is this one, comma. And then the payment, I want minus. I do want minus this one. Minus of a minus is a positive. And then close. I don't know what's wrong with this. I can't do it, but that's the way I would do it, by the way. All right, let me do this one more time. Now I'm wasting time.
Excel's financial functions can save you the work of creating complicated formulas. Using the FV function in a formula helps you determine whether the amount you plan to invest or save will meet your financial goals, whether buying a car or planning for the future.
You know what? I just didn't need to do the negative on this one. That's right. Okay. I don't think they used the negative. All right, I'll still do it the way she did it so you guys can see it that way. So in here, I'll go into formulas and insert a function the long way again. So financial, and then future value. Okay, so all they really want, I think, is this. And then here for number of periods, they want this. And then for payment, they don't want a minus, I don't think. Just do that. No, it's still incorrect that way. Oh, darn it. Something.
Excel's financial functions can save you the work of creating complicated formulas. Using the FV function in a formula helps you determine whether the amount you plan to invest or save will meet your financial goals, whether buying a car or planning for the future. Click cell. You will enter the FV function here to calculate the accumulated savings using inputs from cells C6 through C8. Click the Formulas tab on the ribbon.
Oh, okay, so I clicked that's what it was. I clicked the 5%, and this one she wanted the monthly interest rate. Okay.
Click the Insert. The Insert function dialog box opens. Click the Excel displays a list of function categories. Excel displays a list of financial functions in the Select a Function box. The FV function is selected. Excel displays a brief description of the function and its syntax. The function arguments dialog box opens. The first argument you will enter is the interest rate.
Yeah, she did the monthly interest rate for this one.
C6 in the rate text box.
Okay. Well, they make me type that, so C6.
You will use the monthly rate in the formula to correspond to other inputs. Press text. You will now enter the investment period, also in months.
Months, okay.
Type C7 in the press tab. You will now enter the amount of each monthly savings deposit or investment. Type C8 in the The monthly investment amount is a debit and is entered in the formula as a negative number.
Yeah, so it is a
All
negative.
required function arguments are now entered. You will leave the remaining optional arguments blank. Click. Excel returns the result of the FV function.
Okay, so the only difference is that I clicked C5 when they want it C6. All right, so I'll do it the way they more or less had us do it. So again, formulas, insert a function, click the function, the financial, and then in the financial, click the future value. Okay, and for the rate, they want this one, C6. Number of periods, this one, C7. Payment, this one, C8. Whoops, this one, C8. And say OK. Oh my God, are you kidding me again? Formula, insert a function. Financial. Future value. All right, rate is the interest rate. They said this one, C6. I can't see still, but I think it says C6. Number of periods is this one, C7. Payment is this one, 20,000. And then okay it. I'm certain that's what the woman did. I am certain. But anyway, now I'm going to do it my way again. So I'm going to go in here and go still apply. Go in here, C9 equal FV open. And then I want the rate. The rate is going to be this. Put a comma. Then I want savings. That's going to be that. Put that. And then I want this. And then close my whatever you call up and enter. Now it says apply complete. It took it that way. All right. So if you want to see that one more time, just because their way, I'm not, their way is obviously the way you should do it. But anyway, so doing it my way though, and then you can make it work the other way. That's great. So C9. Okay. And I'm going to say equal FV. That's just what I do for it. Okay. So equal future value. And then you put in the rate. The rate is the one they want, monthly interest rate. So you click that one. Okay. You don't have to type it. Then you put a comma to separate the first argument to go to the next argument. So once you put a comma, it goes to the next argument. Next argument is number of periods. This is the number of periods. Then you put another comma to go to then the next argument, which is payment, which is this one. The other two are in brackets, which means they're optional. So what we do is just close the parentheses now. So we got equal FV, open parentheses, C6 comma, C7 comma, C8, close parentheses, and enter. All right. Sorry that it ended up taking a little bit longer, guys, but that is it.